Chapter 8. What the fuck? I crawled out of the hole. I found myself in the batting cage, all rusted out. I think I'm in the real world now. This time. I walked through the town. I figured if I can find a place to hold up and get the lay of the land, I keep thinking I gotta get back to the motel. I gotta get my ID and all my stuff in the safe in the room. Get my ID, it's a short run through the woods to JB's. Or my pistol in the car. I'm gonna have to kill some people. That's my fear. But I have to stop them. I also need to get out of here. Now before I'm seen. I find I'm sitting on the ground crying. My friend is dead, and he died really badly. I feel sadness and a deep sorrow for Anthony. I start crying. I can feel the tears rolling down my face, hot. Off in the distance I hear screaming, and like a wave, the screaming moves over the whole valley. The creatures dressed like people start screaming, like a single note, not a regular scream. I then hear humans start Shrillfest screaming, and there's a shrill sound. I crawl through the foliage as quiet as I can, but I'm a big guy, so it's not easy to do. I make my way towards the screaming sounds. As I get closer, it gets louder. No voices, just screams. Shrill screams. I see the old inn by a tree. The Hogrins told me to meet them there at 3 bells after communion. What do I do now? 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 I'm crawling through the back door, trying to stay unseen. For me is a major difficulty. I don't exactly blend in, and I'm overweight, 6'4", long-haired, not in the best of shape. So I move very slowly and try not to contribute to the noise I hear all around me. Off in the distance, I hear someone begging for their life, and a child laughing loudly. I hear someone pleading to be let go, and then a boom of clapping and a shrill scream, and then more screaming, begging for their life. Please, let me go. Oh God, what are you? I manage my way up the stairs, up the inn. The walls are old looking, the wallpaper is peeling, and there's paint chips all over the floor. I get to the master bedroom or office, whatever the case may be. I see a picture window, half covered by wood. I pull off a piece of wood to see the play in effect. This thing is slithering on the ground. It looks like what I saw in the nest, but 400 times the size. It glowed in a dark purple, then green, then blue. The person was a girl, a young child, about 14, it looks like. She's wearing a Hello Kitty shirt and what look like pajama pants. She did not have a crystal on, but the folks holding her did. And then I heard a loud bell. That's 2 bells. I looked away for a second. I had a sweat rolling down my face. It was itching, and I didn't want to scratch it and risk touching the window and making a noise. But then I heard a terrifying sound of the thing opening its mouth. It sounded like a huge zipper opening. I looked at it. It was terrible. I can't look at it. I'm trying so hard, but I can't. My brain it just doesn't make sense to my brain. I look at it. It is terrible. Like a large maggot, but it's tipped out at one end, and the other end I can't see. It's obscured by a parked truck. The girl was on her knees screaming. The thing opened its mouth, I guess. I opened up. It opened up in 4 directions. The zipper sound was teeth opening up, rows upon rows of them. And there was mucus dripping from its mouth. I guess it's a mouth. and a tongue, a long tongue, with what looked like green fur on it, with luminescence. It glowed green. She was caught up in goo. It squirted out when it opened its mouth. The goo looked like the stuff in the jelly sacks, but more dense, and she reacted to it the way I did. She was clawing at her skin, trying to get it off, and her body started to disintegrate. She got quiet, and then she was about to die, I guess. It lunged at her and ate her with a wisp. She was gone. A huge hose-like thing came out of the green area and sucked her in and lunged forward to close its mouth. And they all clapped and howled. The bell rang. 3 bells this time. The group then got together around the big creature in a circle and spinning as they walked. All the crystal glowed brighter and brighter. I had to turn away, it was so bright. When I did, I realized I was not alone. The Hogrens were with me, but I don't believe they saw me. They were standing in the other room adjacent to mine. I know because I saw the glow from their crystals. My heart was pounding. I moved down to the floor, found a sharp piece of wood. I'm not going easy. It's going to be hard because I've never killed anyone. I'm terrified on 2 different levels at this point. If I kill them, I'm a murderer. And if I'm caught, I'm dead. Or worse, be an automaton like the Borg. No thanks. If I can slip out without being seen or heard, that's the trick. The light started pulsating and a loud shrill filled the air. It was so loud that the windows of the room shattered. Then I heard a loud hush fall on the area, and the light stopped. I crept up to the window to peek. The people were gone. Crystal pillars where they stood. And the thing was exposed now. It was a tentacle coming out of the ground, white sand around its base. It curled up and sank into the earth. That thing was part of a bigger organism, I believe. I crept into the room the Hogrens were in. They were huge crystals now, too. When I looked at them, nothing. I touched one, and I felt a throbbing headache, and then I could hear the whispering in my mind. I let go, fell backwards into a pile of chairs. There's no way I didn't make any noise. I piled the chairs up around the crystals and found a hole in the wall. Looks like they had demoed a room, but never finished it. I found a way into the walls, like a huge cockroach, and that's where I spent the night. End chapter 8.